My parents blocked me and told me to stop being so bitter when I told them they've treated me unfairly compared to my golden child sister all my life. Posted by you/impressive_mix_2559. My sister is my dad's golden child, and no matter how much I try to get him to see me as her equal, it never works, and I believe she takes advantage of it. Usually, it's not much of an issue, but this week some things happened that were the cherry on top. I'm hopefully getting married next year, and she asked if she could invite her in-laws because they will be visiting the next time she comes over. I said okay only because my parents are paying, but I know she just wants to do it for the attention. So she will have at least 4 people from her in-laws there and will surely parade them around. Also, my parents are about to have a big anniversary in November, but they are postponing any celebration because my sister, who lives overseas, doesn't want to travel so far until things are calmer. But last month she went on holiday to a country next to hers. I was having lunch with them and my fiancé when they informed me they are moving their big celebration to next year, and I couldn't handle it anymore. I said to my dad, "Of course you will postpone. We should all stop living until she is here." He said it was uncalled for and that I was making a big deal about something that had nothing to do with me. My mom said they will, of course, have something intimate and that I was just as important, but I don't believe it. I stood up and said to my dad, "I am so sorry the love of your life is not around, but the most important woman in your life should be your wife, not your daughter." After that, I left. The next day I felt bad and tried to call my mom, who refuses to speak with me and just sent me a text telling me I was bitter, hurtful, and need help. But they, and particularly my dad, hurt me with their desire to give her such a prevalent role in their lives when she has lived abroad for like 10 years. My dad blocked me, and my fiancé is worried they won't pay for the wedding anymore. My sister, trying to be the center of the universe as usual, tried calling me, but I didn't reply. I gave it a few days, but my parents haven't contacted me. My sister stopped trying to get in touch with me, but she contacted my fiancé to check on me. I visited my grandma today, and she told me I need to apologize because my parents love us both but we are different and therefore got different things. So I began to wonder if I was the jerk. I just want some days where I am the most important person to my parents and still believe that my sister's golden child status should be addressed and corrected. But maybe I was the jerk for the way I expressed it? Edit. I am 26M, and my fiancée is a woman. English is not my first language, sorry. I also want to clarify that I don't think my parents are bad people, just bad parents. Edit 2. This has been a long time coming. My sister, 33F, and my dad have a little club. She's smart, reading since she was 4 and all that. Since she was very young, my dad used to take her to visit his clients in a nearby city, and sometimes she would stay with one of his best friends who owned a bookstore. She has a very large book collection that my parents refuse to throw away, even when I tell them to send it to the woman, my dad's best friend, or to my sister. They talk almost daily and discuss economics, politics, etc. I'm not interested in any of those, and yes, he tried to take me with him, but I was always bored and did things like going to my games or getting us stadium tickets for our team. But I feel he likes her more. My mom, on the other hand, has ups and downs with my sister because they are very different. The last issue was my sister's weddings 5 years ago. Yes, she had 2, one intimate where she lives and another in our country. My mom wanted to have her dresses made from a special fabric, but my sister put a budget limit on how much the dress was going to be and even wanted to wear the same dress for both events. They had an argument, but in the end, she had 2 dresses, but within the budget. She didn't even let me bring my girlfriend, now fiancé, because she wanted it to be intimate, but there were like 50 people there. My mom told my fiancé she would be buying or making her dress, singular. My mom and fiancé have a very good relationship, so I'm sure my sister was involved somehow in convincing her of that. My sister has a PhD that my parents paid for and doesn't work in the family businesses at all, only consults sometimes and pretends she doesn't want to be paid for it. My parents supported her until she got a job, and every time she graduated with her master's and PhD, we had to go to Europe to be there. I work in a family business, so I know they have to talk to me eventually, even if they're angry. I could give more and more examples of their favoritism towards her. I also don't hate her, I just wish she would let me shine on my days. And yes, the wedding would be a gift, but if they were willing to pay for 2 weddings, many dresses, and a honeymoon, then I deserve the same treatment. Edit 3. In case anybody wants to know, you might be happy about this. I got a message from my dad telling me to join a family Zoom call, to say everything I want, and everyone would take turns. He said if I didn't attend, he would pull out his funding from our business, so I had to go, but I told him I would ask my fiancé to join too. It was me, my fiancé, my parents, my sister, and her husband. The moment I connected, I noticed my sister was pissed. I was the first to speak. I told them all my feelings and even brought up the fact that they are treating my wedding differently, and also what some commenters brought up about my parents possibly leaving the businesses to my sister. I spoke about how hurtful it was that they seem to prefer her, that they talk to her about serious things, and she gets so much attention, and they all think she's great, etc. Nobody said anything or interrupted me, which is very uncommon in serious family talks. Then they asked if my fiancé wanted to say anything, and she bravely said she felt she was not part of the family and had always thought they saw her as a daughter, and she stands by me. Then it was my mom's turn. She told me she was sorry about my feelings, that they tried to do things I liked, and that they love us both equally. She said it was sad I pretended everything was okay and that they didn't know how deep it went, but she still thinks I need help. She then told my fiancé that she loves her, but my sister is her only daughter. Then it was my dad's turn. He said he is sorry I feel like he doesn't like me, but he isn't sorry for loving his kid. He said I didn't mind the tickets, cars, or even living in a house rent-free, and he is disappointed. He said everything they own will be divided 50-50 when they die, and if I don't want my sister to have anything to do with our business, then I can buy him out. He said they will pay for my wedding no matter what because it's something they always wanted to do for their kids, but they are not happy with me. He also told my fiancée that she should be grateful and not greedy. By then, I was upset with the lack of apologies and the attack on my fiancée, but I held it. Then my brother-in-law told me he didn't know how I felt about his family and that he just assumed his nuclear family would come, just like I was at his brother's wedding. He said no hard feelings over it. Then it was my sister's turn. A thing about my sister is that when she is truly angry, she doesn't swear or scream, she is just really cold, hard, and straight to the point. She said she could feel me distancing around age 10 to 11, when she visited from university and I wasn't included in some conversations with my dad. She said she accepted being my guardian at 18 if our parents died, so she had to be brought up to speed on all matters and didn't want to stress me out. She said she could have been a better sister and was sorry I grew so full of resentment, but that her career path had nothing to do with me. She reminded me I was offered the chance to go abroad, but I didn't want to. She also reminded me that I had gone on holidays with her and let me know those holidays were paid for by her or her husband, not our parents, news to me. She said she asked me about her in-laws coming because they need to plan their trip around my wedding. She said my fiancé and I had only been together for 7 months when she got married, and she didn't want our parents to have to pay for her trip. She said the reason she doesn't want to be paid for consulting is because she thinks it's not right, but that next time she'll invoice me her actual hourly rate since I'm so insulted by it. She said she went to the Netherlands, from Germany, because she was truly burned out and that it's pathetic to think it's the same as taking a 10-hour plane. She said our grandma was the one who told her everything I said because our parents tried to protect me, and that she's done with me for now until I get therapy. And the last thing she said was that she loves me but doesn't like me at all right now. This is obviously a summary, but the way she said things is something I've seen her do to people, never to me, and I almost cried, but she had no warmth in her eyes. My parents said they can help me get therapy or I can find it myself, but if I don't try to help myself, the wedding is the last thing I'll get from them. What made me feel worse was how my sister spoke to me. She's never talked to me like that, even when we argued, so I know she's serious. I got my bum handed to me. Yes, I am jealous and the jerk. I'm upset my fiancé is crying, but I think I need to evaluate what my next move is. Also, we're from Latam. Update 1 day later. I haven't been able to sleep and decided to read all the comments again. I tried calling my sister because, even if yes, I am jealous of her, it still hurts me the way she talked to me. She refused to talk to me, but I was able to speak with my brother-in-law. He said the reason she doesn't want to talk to me is because I hurt her deeply, and she feels emotionally drained by me and knows that if we talk, she will say more hurtful things. This made me realize how much I love my sister, and that the problem is me. I still have bad feelings and feel I've been slighted. I can't say I'm magically a different person, but my family has never talked to me like they did, and my sister has always defended me, and I thought she did it to look good. I'm beginning to think maybe she actually loves me. I am very confused. My brother-in-law is an amazing man too, and he told me to just get help and give it time, but I'm unsure what to do or where to go. He told me to research therapists and pick one, and he would help me choose if I want his help. He also said I should stop thinking my family doesn't care, that they are not perfect, but they do their best. But he also asked me what my fiancé's family is contributing to the wedding or our lives, and I couldn't think of anything. She lives with me, works with me, and her parents are not paying anything because they say my family is better off. I don't know where that will go, but I did tell her I need help because I became a monster, so no wedding until my family issue is fixed. She is crying but said she understands. My grandma said she told my sister because my parents just told her there was an argument, but not what I said. Looking back, what I said is disgusting, and I feel bad about it. She said my family wouldn't react so strongly unless they love me a lot. I asked my dad if I can take some mental days off, not a thing in my country, and he said it sounds like a good idea and reminded me they love me and just want me to be happy, not just pretend to be happy. Also, the books are in her walk-in closet in her bedroom at my parents' house. They still have a lot of my stuff in my bedroom, and my parents said I'm welcome at Sunday meetings whenever I feel ready to go. I also must admit that she had 2 weddings because my parents asked if she would be willing to do so. My mom wanted to get her super fancy dresses, and in the end, they got 2 dresses for about €600 because my sister put a limit of 300 per dress. I think maybe I'm jealous of her because she's actually better than me. I just don't want to feel like this anymore or hurt my family anymore. So I guess I can thank Reddit for the hard comments. I have so many issues and so much jealousy about my sister to get over, I don't know where to start. I'm beginning to doubt if I'm even ready to get married. But if the comments had been full of support, I probably wouldn't have seen it. And of course, my family call was really something hard to be in. Second update 3 weeks later. It has been a very interesting time for me and my family. I wanted to share because you, Redditors, are brutal but fair. Some told me I ramble, and yes, I do, so I'll try my best this time. My family, after taking some days off work to process it all, my brother-in-law found me a therapist and I started immediately. We have also done group sessions and couple ones, meaning me and dad, me and mom, me and my sister. It has helped me see all the issues, and we are learning to communicate better as a family so nobody, me, feels unloved or unappreciated ever again. I now know I have a long road ahead, but I want to be better. My parents say they just want the best for me and want me to feel loved. Also, I am moving back home. After high school, I moved out because I wanted to do things like my sister, but I feel this is the best option, so when my parents gave me the opportunity, I thought it over and agreed. Baby steps, but good ones. My sister, she didn't talk to me at all for about 10 days, and this might sound stupid, but it is the longest she hasn't communicated with me ever. It hurt me a lot, and I knew I hurt her a lot. In our session, she showed me a list of many messages people sent about me. They were all positive, praising my talents and all. She said we are different but great in our own ways, and the reason I usually don't hear how great I am is because people don't praise me directly. She also told me that most of the time, when something happens that my parents know she might give me crap about, they simply don't tell her so I don't have drama, and joke maybe I'm the true golden child since they shield me. She is talking to me again and has helped me a lot. Am I still jealous of her? Yes, but I want to transform that into admiration. My ex, while I know my feelings are mine and I'm responsible for them, my ex did throw gasoline on the fire. She was always the first to point out anything my sister got that I didn't, or how much money everybody spent on things, etc. Long story short, we broke up. Long story, I told her I was considering moving back with my parents and maybe getting a master's or something like that. She was not pleased and kept asking about the wedding, but I told her I could not think about marriage at this moment and maybe we could also use a break. I also told her I would give her 3 months to find a place to stay or she could pay rent on the house, my parents own it. She was very angry, told me I had to marry her, and if not, at least let her live rent-free and cover utilities and food because I was breaking up out of the blue. I told her that was why I was giving her 3 months and she could use her salary, since she didn't use a single cent while we were together. Then things got weird and bad. She told me she was calling her family, not leaving the house, and would sue me for mental distress. I panicked. She said the same back in the day when I tried breaking up, but then convinced me she was the only one who loved me. But this time I called my family, and they told me to lock myself out of the house and call a friend of my sister's. He came and told her she can sue, she can do whatever, she's not getting anything, and that my offer of the 3 months was off. He wanted her out ASAP. He took a video of the state of everything and told her if things are damaged, I would sue her. Turns out my sister told him this might be coming, so he got info from her and was prepared, and did it as a favor to her, since they are kindergarten friends. A couple of my cousins stayed with me until she left days later, and her dad told me I would go to hell. She is still working in the company and will have a job as long as she performs, but I have no relationship with her at all anymore and haven't been to the office. Yes, there is nepotism and my family hires each other. But nobody would take away her job because she does an okay job and is always on time. I hope she finds love again, just not with me. And me, I am single, at home, and most likely unemployed in the next few months since my parents say I should focus on myself and my mental health. My brother-in-law has been one of my rocks through this and he truly cares for all my family, and we are becoming true friends. My grandma let me know nobody liked my ex and she's happy we're not together anymore. She said they all started disliking her when she got upset they didn't get her expensive things for our first Christmas. My friends also told me they didn't like her. Turns out everybody wanted it to end, and some said so jokingly over the years, but they thought she helped me out and made me happy, so they dealt with her. I hope I get better luck in love, but I need to be better too. I might take up the offer to start over abroad, but I feel more positive. And yes, my sister and I are trying to find common ground. She truly is amazing, and the more I get to know her and her flaws and weird things like her lemon juice obsession, the more I like her. At the end, speaking my truth got me what I needed, and while I was a huge jerk, now I can admit how privileged I am. Still not perfect, but a little less jerky. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. Your ex sounds like she really helped you out with your resentment and jealousy, and it looks like all she was after was your money. Notice how she didn't feel bad when you were upset over your family issues? All she asked about was the wedding, that's it. She didn't support you when you truly needed it, and she only made your negative feelings worse. So I'm glad you broke up with her, because she would have only dragged you down further. Third update 2 months later. Hello, my brutal but fair friends. I wanted to give you my final update before, but a Redditor let me know about a very cruel post mocking me, and it sent me into a spiral. I'm lucky to feel stronger now, and I want to update you mainly to conclude this chapter of my life, and also because I have received a lot of support, kindness, and love. I feel it's just the right thing to do. I'll also try to keep it straight. My ex, since I left the company, we haven't talked much, but she became upset when I told her I wasn't coming back and that we would be selling it. My dad made a deal with a friend so that every employee who wanted to would get the option to stay for at least 3 years and keep their position without being demoted. I told her that, but she said it was unfair, that people already treat her differently, and that she feels people like her less. I told her I haven't said anything, but I know people weren't crazy about her before, and it doesn't surprise me that now that she's no longer related to any boss, they're not putting up with her. We had a big conversation about my future, and it became obvious she wasn't with me for the right reasons. My sister, I told her about my posts and she asked to read them. After a little thought, I gave her my username. She said she wanted to check it out and that we could talk about it later. She was very upset that people were mean to me, but very thankful that people called me out because I really needed that. She said her lemon juice thing isn't that weird and teased me about it. In getting to know her more, I've also learned things, like the fact that they lost 2 babies, but I was never told because I didn't seem interested in their life, and she was afraid I wouldn't take it well. It broke me. It made me realize my sister is really a human and not a myth, and she has suffered things I can't even understand. It made me really ashamed that I wasn't there for her because I was being selfish and arrogant. Even in her pain, she thought of how I would feel, because yes, my sister does love me. She's assured me she loves me unconditionally, and now she's starting to like me again. My brother-in-law and parents, my brother-in-law is an amazing man. I really hope that one day I become like him in my own version. I get more and more why he truly deserves to be with my sister. He is full of love and patience. We had a long conversation about them having kids, and I told him to please not think I'm an obstacle. He was really moved because he said they were considering not trying at all until I was better. But I know in my heart I would not forgive myself if I prevented them from having children. My parents told me that now that I'm making changes in my life, they'd like to spend seasons in Germany, and the only reason they hadn't before is because they wanted to stay close to me. Turns out they wanted to be close to me all along, I just was too stupid to notice. I'm moving to Germany. I've decided to try something new. My sister and brother-in-law are helping me with all the paperwork. I'll be going under an applicant permit, and I feel very happy about it. My parents are helping me translate my documents, legalize everything, and more. I'm applying for a master's degree and will get support from my family, the sale of the business, and a little job my brother-in-law got me. I'm just finalizing things and will be moving at the end of the year. My sister owns her own apartment and will host me until I find my own place. I'm already taking German classes, and my brother-in-law helps me practice. That is the reason I know without a doubt my ex is not for me, because when I told her I was moving to Germany, her only question was whether she could come too and whether my parents would be willing to help her out since she doesn't get a wedding now. She's been posting things about how my sister destroyed her life with her schemes, but my sister's friend sent her a notice letting her know we would sue her. She stopped naming my sister and now it's all passive-aggressive posts without her name. I apologized to my sister, but she only asked me if I'd ever get back with my ex. When I said no, she told me she couldn't care less about what my ex did. I'm working very hard on my mental health. I know it may take months or years to reach a place where I feel zero jealousy, but I also know it's for the best. I haven't started dating again, even though some friends suggested it, because I want to be a worthy man and I'm moving, so I see no point right now. My therapist is amazing, and since we do sessions online, it shouldn't be a problem. Sometimes I reevaluate memories and realize people did like me, did love me, did care about me, but I just couldn't see it. My sister is truly extraordinary, and I couldn't see it because I didn't truly know her and was so focused on myself. I now know that I'm also extraordinary in my own way, or at least, she keeps telling me that, and I should stop comparing myself to her or anyone else. I never really appreciated how much my parents thought of me or did for me, but now I know, my family loves me. We're not perfect, and I'm not perfect, but I will never take them for granted again. I'm looking forward to a better future, a better relationship with my family, and, if I'm lucky enough, a new nephew or niece. Thank you for all you have told me and for being the kick I needed to change my life. I'm very grateful I came to this site. Fourth update 7 months 2 weeks later. Hello to the few asking about an update. I recently read all my posts, and I feel very ashamed and proud of them. Ashamed because I was such an idiot, and proud of the progress so far. Things have changed a little, but it's all positive for us. My parents, they now do seasonal or short stays in Germany. We've taken up small hobbies together like wine painting, and we keep getting to know each other better. My parents might eventually move here, but that's still unclear. The celebration of their anniversary is still postponed, but they went on a very fancy trip as a second honeymoon, and they don't seem to care much about the party anymore. My brother-in-law, he's my brother now. I also became friends with his brother, and they introduced me to their football and pool groups. I've since made other friends too, but I still hang out with them a lot. My sister, she says she likes me again, which honestly is the best feeling in the world. They're planning to start trying again soon, and I'm just excited for them. Sometimes, when I feel any jealousy, I actually tell her, and she walks me through it step by step to help me understand where it came from. We've had arguments, since we're human, but nothing major or lasting, and I feel like she's more comfortable with me now. My ex, I don't keep up with her. We were supposed to be friends, but she was so negative that I simply blocked her everywhere. All I know is that she's dating someone else and telling everyone she's glad she didn't marry me, which, honestly, same. Me, I got into the program I wanted. I arrived at the end of 2021 and stayed for a bit with my sister and brother-in-law. There was a lot of debate about whether I should stay in the same city, but I decided to do so. I moved out and decided to give student life a try, but I still see my sister at least twice a week, and the same with my parents when they're here. I'm still in therapy, learning ways to improve, and I bike everywhere. I've had a couple of flings since I arrived, but I still don't feel ready for a relationship. I want to find a partner, but it's scary, and I need to be able to do so without being manipulated. 1 year ago, I made a disgusting remark, and now it feels like my life is just going up. Thank you, guys. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. I feel like I just watched a coming-of-age movie. I've been that jealous sibling. I'm rooting for you. Commenter 2. The part she is so glad she didn't marry me, which, same, makes me cackle lol. I'm so glad you had such amazing growth. I relate to you somewhat, so seeing the strides you made to change is honestly so great to see. Good luck. 5th update 2 years 6 months later. I recently showed this to my girlfriend, and she's surprised by how everything unfolded. I'm very happy and love my life now. I'll be an uncle soon. I'm almost done with my new degree, and I have a great relationship with my family. This is for the few people who ask for updates, probably the only ones reading. No drama or anything bad to report. And now I'm also obsessed with lemon juice. Thank you, Reddit, for kicking my rear and helping me improve my life. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. These kinds of updates are honestly why I love this subreddit. Sure, there was a ton of drama and jerkiness, but that's not the reason. Just being able to see the progress, over more than a year, of a troubled young person who was flailing before it became too late to save him? I'm glad this family sorted itself out, and I think her brother will be alright now. I hope that Op's sister safely gives birth to a healthy baby.